On the previous video I posted, I interviewed an optometrist named Bill Thompson. Bill had a powerful story to tell about how he thoroughly beat diabetes and was able to lower his A1C from 9.9 to 4.9 in 4 short months. Before being diagnosed with diabetes, he was overweight and he loved to munch on chips, which are about as bad a food as anyone with diabetic tendencies could ever eat. But Bill turned on a dime, radically slashed the carbs in his diet, started a program of time-restricted eating, did some fasting, and got his blood sugar under control in a hurry. Since Bill lives in the Dallas area, we met together in a park and did the interview in person this time. Bill brought along his lovely wife, Isabel, and I thought it might be good to ask her a few questions about her husband's experience with diabetes. So often we only hear or think about diabetes from the perspective of the one who's struggling with it. But on today's video, we're going to look at Bill's struggle from his wife's perspective. It's delightful to hear Isabel share how she felt during Bill's fight with diabetes. She's very articulate, and on top of that, she has a beautiful Scottish accent. So today, we're going back to the park, and we'll hear Isabel's side of the story. If you've recently been diagnosed with diabetes and you've just discovered this channel, let me recommend that you go to our Uploads page, which will give you access to every diabetic video we've posted since we began. As you work your way through all our videos, I believe you'll find the help you need. A link to our Uploads page is in the description.
So concerned for Bill for years, and it kind of all started escalating 10 years ago. I was very concerned that he had to go onto a sleep apnea machine because, just snoring and everything. And I just literally used, especially in the last 5 years, I would pray and just say, Lord, I'm going to be a widow, by the time I'm 60 years old, because I was really, really petrified for him with the way he was eating, because I really enjoy cooking, and I would make really good, healthy meals. I think the portions probably were a little too big, but that just didn't seem to do anything. Bill would eat the meal I prepared for him, and before I knew it, he was wanting seconds. And not only that, but he would turn around just after getting up from the table and he was snacking on chips and Doritos. And again, it was fear. So I was trying to figure out, is there a way? And I would irritate him really a lot, trying to get him to go to a doctor. And again, I knew about the diabetes in the family, and I wasn't surprised to hear that he had diabetes. And I was actually, I think it probably saved his life that he went, to the doctor and got this diagnosis. So it was for me, it was like an emotional roller coaster, because I was more fearful that the way he is eating is going to kill him. And I was going to be left a widow at, I'm 58 years old. So I was petrified, but he was very, very disciplined. He was petrified. I have never seen the way he switched over from, just crazy eating all the time, night and day. And then when he got this diagnosis, it was especially the intermittent fasting and everything. And I was getting a little concerned, thinking you're only now eating one meal a day. So I had to adapt myself to what he wanted to do. And like they say, behind every good man is a good woman. And I was the cook. And I said, okay, just tell me what you want to eat and I will, comply with that.
So was that much of a burden to switch gears and cook in an entirely different way and see him eating in a different way?
Not really. Just I was going to be cooking anyway, and I was just so thrilled that he was, wanting to do something with with his weight. And I remember the most disgusting thing I had to do, because he was doing the intermittent fasting and he was able to have some broth. So I had to go to Oriental, not a restaurant, but a supermarket, and I had to go buy all these chicken claws. So I was cooking up, and it was horrible. Big old chicken claws mixed in with all the bones, and then I would use a pressure cooker, but I wouldn't even sample that. But that's what Bill was doing, and I was I'm just so thankful that he was that just dedicated to beating diabetes. Now, a lot of the times he was a little, to me, over the top, because he would keep asking, tell me what's in here, even with the spices, because even spices, they can have some carbs. So it was a new kind of a journey for me too, and educating myself, and mostly just learning from Bill that, okay, everything, I just had to go shopping and really, really look at everything I bought, look on the back of everything, right down to the spices, to make sure that it was either zero carb or, one carb or something.
So how did you feel when he told you, I don't know if you were with him when the doctor revealed that he had gone from a 9.9 to a 4.9 in 4 months' time? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I didn't go to the doctor with him, but I was ecstatic to find out that, and I could tell, because it was just, so, not over the top, but he was just very, very strict. And determined, I guess. So I was very happy that he got, obviously, the results, because he's honestly like a new person. Because between sleeping with somebody with a CPAP for 10 years and putting an earplug in, and I remember when he first went to the doctor to check how he was doing after 4 months, and at that point he had come off his CPAP even, and I remember the first time he said, I'm just going to try this, and before he had gone to the doctor, and I actually would wake up in the middle of the night just to see if he was alive, because he was off the machine and he was not snoring. So I got a bit of a scare the first time he came off his machine, but wow. Thankful for that. And then, like you said, then everything, he started dropping. We talked about all the medications and everything, which is just amazing to do. But I more than it, I would just pray all the time and ask God, okay, just, help us in this, path, and give him stamina and determination. And so I'm very thankful for the new Bill I have.
So Bill has obviously made a lot of changes, seen tremendous progress. Has it affected the way you eat at all?
I pretty much now eat. I need to get a little more, doing more what Bill is doing, because I know at, 58 years old, and when you're eating, my metabolism, I can tell, has slowed down, and I put some weight on. So I will definitely, probably, I've started even just this week starting to do some of the broth and skipping breakfast and then having lunch, at 1 o'clock, and then supper, and trying to. So this has only honestly been just since this week. But it's been good, because my new and it's just the energy he's got, because when he would come home from a day's work for years and years, he would just eat. He would plonk himself down in the recliner, and our favorite thing to do was just watch a movie. And then within 15 minutes even, he was fast asleep. So we didn't have a whole lot of, and you just, like I said, after 28 years, so I'd watch the movie on my own a lot of times. But now my new phrase is, you can't keep a skinny man down, because he is just, every weekend we go places. And I used to be the one initiating, okay, let's do this, let's try this, and I even go for a walk, and he would be exhausted. And so I'm really enjoying the fact that Bill now is the one, that will say, okay, well, let's go here and let's do this. And so it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
That is.
It's like him going back to, when we were first married and everything.
Yeah, that's thrilling.
Yes.
It's kind of like the physical parallel to being born again,
Absolutely.
It's like a whole new life.
It is.
In a
The
physical
transformation was incredible.
sense. Yeah. Well, Isabel, thank you for sharing your perspective, and you speak very well. I appreciate that, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but you have the most beautiful Scottish accent. I just love the Irish. Of course, I've got some roots that go back that direction anyway, but I love the Irish and Scottish accents. So anyway, thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you.
You're a remarkable woman for several reasons. Very supportive of your husband. Plus, hardly any woman would mention her age, and you've mentioned it twice.
Well, I left Scotland when I was 19, and yes, now I'm 58, and yes, I think it's a sensible thing for all of us. It's worked remarkable for Bill, and I'm now going to take a lot of the advice and cooking and everything and take it a little more serious, because we want to enjoy a good health as long as the Lord, allows us to be here.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.